Hi, now we are going to see the first toolpath is about facing toolpath. Now I have taken a rectangle shape and raw material is about 50 thickness. Uh, in this stock I have kept 1 above 0. The idea is after just if you see in the stock setup size is 50 thickness. Z kept 1 above. So after machining the 1 so the top of stock will be the 0. Otherwise what will happen? Suppose I have not kept 1 above and top of stock is 0. Suppose if I face 1 then top of stock maybe after machining my top of stock may be minus 1 it will be. So that will create a issue when I go for the other machining. Suppose I want to make a 10 pocket means I need to give my depth is uh, minus 11. So that is the issue. Okay. So that's the reason I have kept 1 above. So now we'll set x, y, z 0 at the x, y, z x0, y0. You can set off the uh, uh, width and thickness of the job, and the top while touching you can set the top of stock 1 okay. So now we can go to the live toolpath. You can access the toolpath from the top, or otherwise you can right click and access the toolpath. So if you go from right click and starting the toolpath means you can go orderly each and every toolpath. Uh, so that's the reason the first toolpath I selected facing toolpath. So now you got the selection window. So you can select the chain. Okay. So this is my toolpath window. This is one tool already. One standard tool is available, and what is default cutting speed and spindle speed I have taken. So if you want a holder, you can take it. Otherwise, you can select from the standard library also. So you can see BT40 inch library is, and also the BT40 library is available. If you select a wrong library, then it will not be good. So it's better. So you should select when you are in means you need to select the library. So this holder doesn't going to do anything with your NC file, but for a simulation, when it is possible, if there is any simulation, it will show you. Okay. So next is the cutting method parameters. So in cutting parameters, um, we'll see all the things in the cutting parameters. So this parameters applicable for this particular tool path. So this is the cutting method: zigzag, on way, on pass, and dynamic. So I have taken one way default, so it will cut in only one direction. Compensation type. So Amesha, always you need to keep tip, roll around the corner. So always keep a sharp. So if you want to keep some material, then you can keep. Otherwise, make it 0, 0. So this is the across overlap and this is the along overlap. So the across overlap is applied for the first pass. In first pass, it will start from 50% of the cutter diameter. So the first cut, uh, so 50% of the cutter will engage and other 50% will be in the air. Along overlap is the 110. It means that the diameter of this entire tool is come out of the stock and re-engage. So approach distance is the 50 percentage. It is the along with on the starting, so it will start at 160 percentage. So 50 is the diameter means, so around it will start at 75. Adding this two, it will 75 mm distance it will enter, and similarly it will exit also the same distance. So we'll study detail about this. So first pass is 50% we have given. So in second pass, how much you want to shift? So the first pass will be 50%. The next pass onwards 75. Okay. So diametrical shift will be happening. So this is the cutting method. What is method of cutting you want, either up milling or down milling? So the reverse the direction of last pass. There may be a purpose, we will see it. So angle of cutting is also available. So here you can switch on the depth of cut. Uh, so you can give a depth. Now 0.5 I have given depth, and so finish was also I given. Uh, so zero point 0.5 means it should cut in two passes. The first pass it cut 0.5. Second pass it will machine 0.3, and the finish pass it will machine 0.2. Like this, there are three passes it will take. So this is the linking parameter. All you keep absolute. Top of stock. You can see the top of stock 1 mm. It automatically takes. Remaining I am just accepting defaults, and coolant I am switching on. Okay. Okay. Now you can see the first pass. So it starts at the, so it cuts at the, so we'll then switch on the shading so that you can see properly. This is the second pass. This is the final finishing pass. So you can see in the last pass it is having one just joint and made the toll path. So next we will see what is the why this one-way cutting method is needed. So every time the tool is retract and cut from only in one direction. Why this tool path is this cutting method is needed? This tool path where it is used exactly? When there is a next secondary operation is like suppose if you want to make this flat surface with a mirror finish, so definitely you need to go for the polishing. Okay, so for what is polishing? In the direction of cutter and the opposite to the direction of cutter, they will put a emery sheet and diamond paste. They will rub manually. It is a long time consuming process It is the work of the tool maker in the tool maker will do this polishing work. Suppose this cutting work will be in the both the direction, then the polishing will be difficult for the tool maker. Suppose one so if cutter direction or a cutting lay in one direction, then it is easy for the tool maker, easy for them to polish. So that's the reason this tool path is meant for the a particular purpose. So it's no need that every time you need to use this tool path. So you can use some other cutting methods. So one way tool path is only made for the cutting lay should be in the one direction. So then only you can use this particular tool path. Okay. Okay. So now we have seen why to use the one way tool path, where to use. Okay. So that so now you can see here. You can see that it is cutting in one direction. It is going one direction and coming, retracting back and cutting, retracting back and cutting. So last pass it is retracting and going opposite. So you can see here the reverse the direction of the last pass is on. That's the reason it is making the reverse in the last pass. Okay. So now I regenerated and I am showing it now. Now you can see that it may not do the uh, reverse the direction in the last pass. Okay. So this is the second pass. So next is the finish pass. Okay. If you want, you can check this in the solid verification. If you switch on the color means every but I think here single cutter delay it will not applicable. But if you use multiple cutter, you can see the different colors. Okay. So next we will see the zigzag cutting. Zigzag means and here we are not worried about the cutting lay. So we need to cut the material as much speed as possible. So the tool will cut in the forward direction and also the reverse direction. So once it enter means and it will exit at the last pass. So it will cut nicely and so this is the cutting style zigzag method. So now you can see here it will enter like this and it will so like this it will goes on cutting. So at the end it will retract. So one thing do you observe here? Uh, so that at the end you can see that X is stop, then Y it moves, then again Y stop and X is moving. So like this, the transition between one pass to next pass, there may be chances of jerky motion. It's not giving a smooth transition between the one pass to next pass. Okay. So naturally, one axis stop and the next axis start means one axis will decelerate the feed rate and the next axis will accelerate the feed rate. Okay. the smooth transition may not happen. So, we'll modify here how to make the smooth transition movement between the cuts. Here you can change it. So you can change it the high speed loop, and you can regenerate it. Now you can see that the transition between the two passes, it is smoothly it is happening. So here when one pass to next pass, the transition is the uh, uh, circular method. So there will not be any jerking motion in the machine. So this is the advantage of the high speed loop. So this is the place uh, the first zigzag, you are so much concerned about the surface finish. The second option, you are concerned about the best method of cutting. Okay. The next option is the dynamic cutting. This is the best option. So if you select the profile, automatically it will decide the cutting pattern, and it automatically decide where to start and how to finish the machining entire profile. Okay, so only thing we can modify here the step over, but this particular toolpath we can use only when the machine is capable of having high speed capability, otherwise we cannot use this toolpath. Okay, I modified and generated the toolpath. You can see here, this is the dynamic toolpath. These dynamic machines, as I told you, old machines will not accept this toolpath. That you can check it and you can use it, because in this particular toolpath, almost all the things are small helical moves. So and the movements are very fine helical movements. Some old machines is not accepting this high speed toolpath. Okay, so wherever you use the dynamic toolpath, there you need to your machine capability should be checked before using these dynamic toolpaths. If it is machine is too old machine, it's better to go use the one way or the zigzag. So the new machines, all new machines having this dynamic motion technology. In that situation, we can use the high-speed machining toolpaths. In old Mastercam, you can see that this dynamic technology is not there. So next toolpath is the one pass. So from by visualization of this image, you can see where to use this toolpath. It means that the material is smaller and your cutter is bigger. In single pass, if you want to cut, you can use this toolpath. Okay, this is the one pass method. Now we see across overlap and along overlap. Now we see across overlap and along overlap. Okay. So in the first pass, tool is coming. So you can see the tool is uh, uh, so distance you can see here. So this is a 110 percentage of the tool diameter. 100% means is a diameter of the cutter. So 110 means the tool is totally come out of the material. That is the meaning of this. Suppose if I put 75%, what it will do? Just we'll study it. Now we can see means that the tool is still engaged in the material. Okay, so that is the across overlap. So now we'll reset to 110. So next is the along overlap 110. That we'll see now. So it is going out and coming in. If you check in the entry, so this is the entry distance. So we have given 110 only, but still the uh, it comes from the 160 percentage. The reason is the remaining 50 percentage is the approach distance. Okay, so the approach distance is added with the uh, along overlap. So it will add with the 110 along overlap plus the 50 percentage of the entry. So total 160 percentage it will come from the outside. So this is the cutting. Okay. So this is all about the across overlap, along overlap, approach distance. So maximum step over means this is the cutter move one pass to next pass. So now suppose if you reduce and see what will happen. So I'll make it 50%. So you can see that distance is reduced and number of passes is increased. Okay, so I'll reset to default now. Okay, so now cutting method either you need a conventional milling or clay milling. Okay, so you can select it. So based on your requirement. So next is the angle. So you can give angle means it will automatically. If you want specific angle, you can give it. If you keep auto angle, it will do as it normal machining. Okay. So this is the 45-degree angle. So it's based on your requirement. So here the high speed loop and linear. So this is the transition between the one pass to next pass only. So this is the high speed loop is the best one. Otherwise you can give rapid also. Once the tool comes out, then on that place it will move in the rapid. So you can reduce a little machining time. Okay. So feed rate between the cuts you can change the you can modify. Okay. So you can modify the feed rates. Okay. So if you want to see, you can see that what is a rolling radius. Actually, this will go to parameters. You can, if you have any doubt, you just directly click on that question mark. You can see here in this question mark. So wherever you click on that question mark, it will tell you all about this particular page. Okay. So then you click on this parameter. Then you go wherever you found some doubts are there. That's just you can read it. It will give you complete information. So this is the rolling radius. It means it will add some arc at the enter. Okay. So in the lead in lead out we can add some radius. That's the thing. Okay. Instead of entering straight in the material. So you can switch on and see. And I give some radius. Let us see that how. So it will make one small radius so that the tool will engage with the material very smooth. So it's for the smooth engagement. It's the role in the radius. So now we have seen all the parameters which are related to the facing toolpath. So remaining thing we have already seen in the common parameters. So now we have seen the complete facing toolpath parameters. Okay. Okay. Thank you.